WG Revival, here with some more Frostgrave. And the first video I had started off in the perhaps non-traditional way of a couple of zombies and a wraith, and now I'll go to perhaps what's a more conventional starting point for this project. The Wizard, the game of wizards and apprentices knocking around a frozen, demolished city looking for magical swag. Here's the Wizard and his apprentice at last to kick things off. So these are the proper, not the proper, I mean, use whatever figures you want, but I actually quite like the North Star ones, the actual official figures, so I've gone for those. I can't remember what sort he is. He's a Gandalf-y looking chap in a furry robe with a load of gear. Lots of tools on his belt and stuff, which I rather like. Giving him some blue paint because it's Frostgrave and everything's supposed to look a bit chilly. And there's his apprentice, who quite characterfully, he's grown a crap beard. Lots of tools on him as well, lots of gear on his back. These are nice figures. Do like them. Basing, rather than do snow basing, which I think is traditional for Frostgrave, I just don't have the space or the time or the money to do dedicated set of snowy terrain. So I've gone for grass. I have gone for the frosty grass, or whatever it's called, from Foreground, which it's a bit more luxuriant than I'm used to actually. It's sort of really covered the base there. I think it tends to be less is more with static grass, and I've gone more there. Well, the Wizard and his apprentice aren't the only game in town for a Frostgrave warband. There's also a few soldiers and hired Watsits as well, and this requires fantasy human figures. Yeah, I've got a few fantasy human figures. This is 50 halberdiers for an Empire army. You may remember the Empire, they were a faction from Warhammer Fantasy Battle, that game that GW murdered. So lots of fantasy figures knocking around. The problem is that they're all a bit samey. I mean, here everyone's got a halberd, or the champion's got a two-handed sword, and there's a drummer and a banner bearer in there. But pretty samey and pretty sort of high-end warrior, whereas these high-end swords are more sort of scumbags and people you'll meet in the pub and all that sort of thing, and kind of not the same. So GW does have an Empire box that would do the trick. It's called the Militia. I believe it was intended for Mordheim, which is kind of the game that Frostgrave is closest to. But I thought, if I'm going to buy a box of figures, then actually the North Star ones look pretty good as well. So here's the first 4 of those. So we've got a sword and shield guy, treasure hunter, sword and shield guy, double-handed sword guy. I've made up another 6 of these as well, which cut a few missile troops and some more sort of lower status warriors as well. So there's a guy with a club who's just a thug, who's cheap, bash him over the head fella without many skills. Another treasure hunter-y sort of fella. A couple of bows, a couple of crossbows, that sort of thing. That's coming in the future. These are really nice kits. I mean, there's a bit of a shame about that one. He looks a bit derpy. He's supposed to have that arm there, so if I've got spares, I may do another two-handed sword guy and just quietly retire that one. But this is the first batch anyway. They're a joy to paint these things, really, so they're quite simple paint jobs, but take a highlight quite nicely, and there's like enough stuff on them to be interesting. So they've all got little bags and that. This guy's got a very big bag, of course, and a rope because he's a thief or a treasure hunter or something. So there we go. That's my first 4 warriors and my wizard and his apprentice. A more traditional Frostgrave early stages video, actually paint the thing. So there'll be some more monsters coming up, some more things from the encounter chart, some more undead nasties, some more little warriors. There's quite a lot to come from this. I'm feeling quite inspired and everything, like making bits and bobs and stuff as well. So there's treasure tokens in this. The game is that you go around the city and find treasure, so need stuff for that. There's a lot to do, and I'm enjoying this. I'm really, it's quite a new project, but yeah, feeling inspired. So hopefully, with that in mind, hopefully I'll speak to you soon. Thanks very much for watching.